Hello YouTube, this is a whiskey review of Sonoma Distilling Company Straight Bourbon Whiskey. According to the label, 750ml bottle, cask strength, explains a lot. Lucas Wine and Spirits, it's the age 6 years, third degree charred barrel. Year distilled to 2015. Barrel number. Alcohol is 59.8 by volume, making 110 proof. Bottle number 69. Cute. My inner 13-year-old laughs. According to the side of the label, it's 70% corn, 20% wheat, 5% malted barley as the mash bill. Classically double pot distilled, and the flavor profile says here's toasted vanilla, almond, toffee, brittle, and coffee. There's a small descriptor. A typical whiskey blend. Blah, some barrels stand out, and blah blah blah. This is one such single barrel. Whatever. That's cute. The back is just a Surgeon General warning. Single barrel reserve. But yeah. Pardon me. Outside, enjoying the good weather. Those of you who may have been around on my channel, you don't recognize the background. It's just a different angle from some of the shots in the past. So I figure get all the greenery in. But it caught my eye because it said it was 6 years. If you're wondering, 3 years is the bare minimum for a whiskey. So if you give that a try and a nice 6, sounds great. Overlooked on accident the where is it? Cask strength. Overlooked that. Would have left it on the shelf if I would have known it was cask strength. Love that. Solid cork. Nice wood top to it. Why is that important? It's just a packaging and cost thing. That's all. Oh, almost too much. Now, the reason why I would have left it on a shelf once it's on the cask strength is that many states, many countries have laws on how much alcohol can be in a whiskey or a bourbon or whatever it is. So the manufacturer, distiller, has to water down their product before they can bottle it. If they don't, and they can get a loophole or for whatever reason go straight from barrel to bottle, this is called cask strength. And thus, this stuff, according to this label, cask strength. Alrighty. It is a nice dark caramel. Brown with a lot of yellow highlights. Also the 110 proof. I would have left on the shelf for that reason itself. I'm not a fan of high proof whiskeys. Fantastic nose. Strawberry, orange. Lemon pledge. Caramel, stone fruit. Everything you look for in a nice whiskey. According to the label, it stated almond, give that, toffee, yep, vanilla, yep, coffee. do not get coffee. Possibly just me. But I don't get any coffee. You get this fruit basket with the standard whiskey, bourbon, toffee in it. But alright. The bad part is it's got a bit of the fire in the nose. So you know this is going to be high octane, to say the least. Now, oftentimes, what they recommend is to have this to sit out there for a little bit. Recommended time for letting it just sit in air and breathe is anywhere from, do you run out of patience? Seconds. To half hour. I can't wait that long, so we're going to take a sip right now. All those flavors, or yes, all the smells that you get in the nose comes out in the palate. What you smell is what you get. You get a great nose, and you get a great palate out of this. Also, that high octane, the high burn. If I can adjust you guys a little bit here. There we go. That high octane, that burn I mentioned on the nose, right there on the palate, like fire, just pouring in on your tongue. Lava, if you will, acid, it's whatever you want to describe it as. It's there, and it's there in plentiful. And that's at 110 proof. So it is a great taste. It's multi-layered. And the more you concentrate on those flavors, the more layers you get out of it. It's just wonderful along that line. But that burning, not a friend, stays there and will not go. I've tried it on ice. Usually you don't, because it ends up destroying much of the layers. It muddies it out. But it does take off the sharp edges. It took off some sharp edges. Kind of muddied it out. All that what you'd expect from the ice. And it still did not take the burning down away to make it an enjoyable sipping whiskey. I threw it in a cocktail. Thought that would help. It did take away a lot of the burn out of it, but there's a lot of smoke that comes as one of the layers that comes with this, and it is wonderful and desirable on its own, but it ruined the cocktail. It just did not want to play well. So this is not a cocktail whiskey at all. It's not a dessert whiskey. It is not mixable that I have found. It is definitely a standalone sipper, and no other doubt about that. It's at 110 that ruins it for me. If it wasn't for that, I would say this is a phenomenal bourbon. Excuse me, bourbon, but no. You can let it sit, and it will lose a lot of its punch, but it won't lose enough of its punch to make you want to come back again and again and again and again and again. As I said, I don't know about how I was wrong. It's just, no, the burn just starts to grow and flares out from nothing to over the palate. the medium hang time that it has encourages that fire to just grow and just encapsulate all your taste buds. And then there's, for my palate, it tastes like burnt tire, and that's that alcohol, the ethanol. It's such a high rate, it's such a high grade of that ethanol. It's a secondary wave that washes in. So, like I said, the nose, beautiful nose. And then you take a sip of it, and it hits you with that wall of fire, and you can taste underneath it. If you just shove that wall to the side, just a cornucopia of wonderful flavors. And then comes this dark, and it's the ethanol rolling in from the back, pulling itself across. And the fire just keeps growing and growing and growing all across the palate. So I want to like it. I really do. But that downside is such a large command of the flavors that you get that I would say that it's an okay whiskey. The nose saves it from being a terrible whiskey. The palate, that all the fruits and flavors, all the layers, help save it from being a bad whiskey. That burn, that ethanol flavor comes into it, all of those takes it from a top shelf to a medium shelf and threatens to throw it into the bottom shelf. I'm sure they tried really hard, I'm sure of it. And it's not that they did a bad job, they did a great job. The problem is, again, cast strength, 110%. It's too much. If they could figure out how to water it down without it tasting like it's been watered down, and bring it down to a normal level without destroying all those subtleties in between, which, I mean, you're dealing with a house of glass. It's so many wonderful layers. Do not touch those, but to only get rid of that ethanol burn through it would be a miracle, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. So, not much else can be said. All these great points, just a handful of bad points, is just enough to take it down. This is the Sonoma Distilling Company Straight Bourbon Whiskey. There you go. Comments down below, be warmly accepted as always, or better yet, go up, buy it, try it yourself, see what you think. It just may be perfect for your wheelhouse if you like a nice, strong, put hair on your chest type of whiskey out there. Or if you're like me, who, I do like strong flavors. I am a lover of dark coffee, strong wines, things like that line. But this little guy, just outside my wheelhouse. It's just too much. But it might be perfect for you. Go out, buy it, try it, see what you think. But until next time, keep on drinking.